Hello and welcome to the EUphoria podcast. This is episode 15, just after the first week of the LEC Summer Split. I'm Drakos, joined by Caedrel. Our two guests today, the AD carry and jungler of Team Heretics, whatever. It's Jankos and Flakked. Welcome, gentlemen. How you feeling?
Thank you.
How you feeling?
Yo.
I'm feeling really good, really chilling.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good after this week, so far.
Do you feel refreshed after your one break day? I assume you guys have Tuesday off.
Yeah.
Wait, you had yesterday off?
Yeah.
I mean, I think, we had yesterday off.
Yeah.
I was playing solo queue. I think
Yeah,
you were
same.
playing solo queue as well.
Yeah.
Didn't you guys? Do you guys both just stream on your off days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing
I mean,
is that like right now it's hard to chill when the Statikk Shiv is meta.
yeah,
It's like two, three, like you play solo
I just can't believe
queue
it. I just can't believe
and you're
it.
tilted like 20%.
I can't believe it.
Like, is it like everyone just building it on everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like 3 statics every game. Like there's not like no midwave to contest.
Yeah.
As AD carry. It's just like so depressing.
Let's go for their inhib. Oh, wait.
Yeah,
What's
legit.
the most degen static champ you've seen so far that like doesn't make sense, but people are building it on anyway?
I mean, I saw LeBlanc, which is like,
Yeah,
the
that makes
meta is
sense.
OP, right?
I mean, yeah.
Kaisa is also pretty OP.
Yeah.
I think Ezreal mid lane with like Static Rush into like Night Harvester and it's like so annoying as
Yeah,
well.
Because
yeah.
Night Harvest are procs on the static,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. And then there's
So
like
disgusting.
Ari as well.
Yeah.
And people also played in like Cannon on Jhin. On
Jhin?
Yeah. I mean, there's
Kindred,
so
some
many
people
champs.
play-
Yeah.
I tried Belvedere with Static Shiv.
Yeah,
it was
I have
not that
like
OP in the
Naruto
jungle.
with static as well. It's like
I wonder what Aram's like these days.
It's a lot of static.
Just 10 static shifts.
Yeah.
As an ARAM enthusiast, I saw that build once loaded up, built it on every champ.
That just sounds
Medic played it on
disgusting.
Rakan. Terrible. You just apparently you E between your allies and then proc static and then
Oh,
just E
yeah.
between
Oh,
your
yeah,
allies
yeah,
and proc
That's
static.
good.
Oh
yeah.
my
I've seen
God.
Shaco as well.
Oh yeah, Shaco
my
with Static,
God.
right? With like
Shaco
Shaco
Static.
mid with like Hello
Yeah.
Blaze or something, and you just like sneak on them and
God. This
You're-
patch is great. The best thing is we've got 2 more weeks of it. And it's even stronger on live right now.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
true
yeah,
actually. It's stronger on live and LEC we are stuck for 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I don't know who like made these changes.
So maybe people are going to get like insane best of 1 wins with static, and then you're going to swap to 13-13 for groups, and now you can't build static because it's nerfed.
I mean, I hope so.
I hope so.
so.
I hope so. as well.
Like this item is not healthy for the
When
game.
you guys played the Kaisa, and it was like,
Yeah.
he didn't even scrim with it, VTO said.
Yeah,
he
it
was just
was
like,
like-
apparently he played a
I mean,
warm-up
okay,
game,
we played one game
and he
man.
went
Yeah.
like 0-4,
Yeah.
and
And
he
like,
was like, trust me, it's still
yeah,
good.
we
Yeah.
played one warm-up game, and it was like they had like Rexy. It was Rexy LeBlanc, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rexy LeBlanc, and I just pressed up. It's like 0-6. I'm like, there's no way we're gonna just log it on stage. And when I go into 4-5, I'm like, nice, they didn't ban Ari. I'm like, we go Ari, no guys? It's like, oh, guys is open. I'm like, bro.
Actually, okay, so the plan was that like they would ban Ari for 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I already knew we are gonna play Kaisa,
Yeah.
but they didn't actually ban Ari. But we still won Kaisa, which makes sense. I think it was a good pick. But I mean, the scrim results. I know we still won that game though.
Yeah.
It was just like
you say
but-
the scrim
Were you scared that you gave them LeBlanc, like perks LeBlanc? Were you like, oh,
I mean, when we were in draft meeting, we for sure were like mega scared of the LeBlanc.
No, I mean we were like aware of it.
yeah.
We were
Yeah.
aware of LeBlanc because I'm also curious like which teams are gonna play LeBlanc this split. I mean not this split, this like week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we are gonna
teams.
play against Excel, we're gonna play against Koi, and we're gonna play against BDS.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
for sure, Larsen can play LeBlanc. He
Yeah, I'm
already
not
played
sure
it.
about Nuke
Yeah.
and Abedage.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Nuke and Abadaga. So we might get lucky and we might get ourselves like a LeBlanc ban. Because in case they are watching, we have the best LeBlanc on the
Facts.
server. So good
Yeah.
luck.
VTO
It's
LeBlanc.
like-
And he's got the very practiced counter pick. To LeBlanc and the Kaisa. Very practiced.
Yeah,
Don't
true.
pick Rexa, guys. It's very much
I love how you're like, yeah, the scrim info is like a single scrim, and you're like, the scrim info doesn't, add up. You've literally played
No,
one
but
game.
VTO's second most played champ of all time is LeBlanc. He's got 1 game behind his Akali. So,
Tied second.
and I've seen Akali static
Syndra.
Shiv as well in
Yeah,
solo
yeah,
queue.
Oh
my
yeah,
God.
Akali started shooting.
I've
Yeah.
seen
as well.
Zoe static Shiv as well.
To
Oh
be
yeah, Zoe
fair-
started shooting. Oh my god.
I feel like Akali is exactly the same as like Chemtank Akali when Chemtank Akali was broken, right? It's the same exact problem. Why they had to nerf Chemtank so Akali's dashes wouldn't stack it quite
True,
as fast
true.
and then
No,
cut
yeah.
it.
But
That's true,
Kendang actually like made you more tanky.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't like one-shot the wave as much. So it's like
True.
a trade-off,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
now we have like for sure more damage because I mean the item scales with AP. Like
Yeah.
obscurely like so big. Like
Yeah.
so crazy. Like it's like over 100%.
250% on creeps.
250%. Yeah, and then like half of that on like players. So
Yeah.
it's like completely like dumb.
Yeah.
Like why the
So the build path isn't that terrible. Like Kerchies isn't a bad laning item, and
Yeah.
having your adaptive stats be AD early lane
Yeah.
phase, on like a LeBlanc especially, isn't
Yeah,
that
AD
bad.
is
nice.
Yeah.
You have a great auto animation.
Yeah, but I think
Like,
like the most broken thing is like doesn't matter like when you buy it or like your build you have, you always one shot the casters. Like always.
yeah.
It's
Which
just,
is like
so OP.
Akali, for example. I think on this patch it's like 2 Qs and you still like have to auto to clear a wave.
Yeah.
And now it's like Q auto. Like, do you remember when they nerfed this champion 8 times so she couldn't do that?
Yeah.
Oh, now she can again.
I just like the evolution of it because like mid laners were starting to do it, but then also like Crowny was building it on Xayah, and it's like a first item for like Kai'Sa AD now as well. It's like the Nashor's build. So now it's gone from mid to AD. I'm just waiting for it to go to top, and then like just seeing like 7 of them per game, where everyone just standing on mid wave, whoever autos it dies, and then everyone just kind of staring.
You're trying
at
to
each other.
sync your autos so you can get like 4 simultaneous
insane.
static. It's like a super poke. Yeah, it's like so one super poke because if 2 people hit it not quite at the same time, you delete the wave before you can get all 4 static procs off.
It's just every mid wave comes down to like a super poke from both teams.
It's like 1800s warfare where you have to wait and shoot all your muskets at the same time.
And then whoever gets chunked the most, you go to the objective or something. That just sounds.
Bro, it's like so dumb. Like yesterday, I was playing Soki, and I remember like I saw enemy cannon approaching the wave, and I thought to myself, "Oh, he's like inting, you know, like he's gonna int because he's like so deep down the lane, and he will take him a while to clear the wave." And then like I saw him like 2 seconds after, he was backing up already. Like he approached the wave, outed one time, the wave was gone.
It's one of those things where you're like, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I guess he can do that. Right?
Yeah.
You don't need wave clear, baby. You got Statikk Shiv. That's it. Every champion can wave clear now. That's all it is.
That's all it is.
But I mean, to be honest though, I'm like a bit disappointed though, because I'm disappointed there's like no hotfix, and we are stuck on this patch in LEC. And I do think we already have to worry about like Milo Yumi being in their very broken state without nerfs. But now we also have LeBlanc, so like the amount of OP champions that stay in the meta throughout like the 3 weeks is crazy, insane. And it just makes like it very frustrating to draft, because I feel like when people figure out what is strong, it's gonna be very difficult to draft from red side, because you have like so many OPs you have to worry about. So you need to trade them, but like, do you really want to trade them? And do you really want to give up all
so
these
that
OPs?
makes like the game's really volatile, I guess.
I mean, not really volatile, just like hard to draft, I think. Because I mean, again, Milo Yumi, and then there's like the LeBlanc thing going on, and then you have
Neeko.
to, Neeko, and then there's like Lucian. So Neeko.
And like Cassante, I guess, as well.
Yeah, Cassante as well. But like, don't even get me started like Neeko, Cassante. These champs are so beyond broken.
Well, it's so funny because it's like Neeko, Cassante, I feel like are like 1 tier down. Like they're still broken, but they're like 1 tier below. So it's like once you're done talking about a Statikk Shiv LeBlanc, you're done talking about Emilio Neeko, you're like, oh shit, they're still here too.
It's like you go from S++ to S++.
Yeah, you like forgot. You're so focused on those. You're like, damn it. There's not enough bans.
No. Yeah, it's not. Especially when you have like players who draw target bans, like maybe Draven, for example. So I think, blue side. It sounds like blue side's going to be... And I guess it just depends if you can figure out counts to LeBlanc, you know? It's like Showmaker was playing Corki Statikk Shiv with like... I don't know, his build was weird because I feel like...
when?
Like last week he was playing Corki Statikk Shiv. But the build path is so weird. I think he had like Rapid Fire Cannon Statikk Shiv Triforce or something. And he just did no damage. But his attack speed was good. He had like 350 CS at like 26 minutes, but he just didn't do any damage.
I'm convinced Corki has to be good.
It's just the build path's weird because of IE now, I think.
No, but
and then,
the
AP
Lord Dominic's changes are so good for him. Because it increases magic damage now too, and he used to have to build Void Staff. And I feel like it's on paper, it has to be good for him.
I just think you're either like crit Corki or you're like poke Corki. So maybe there's like a Luden Statikk Shiv Corki build out there somewhere.
Bro, like there's for sure like a Statikk Shiv, Night Harvester, Mana build. Like it has to be, you know?
As long as
like some cool Statikk Shiv.
Statikk Shiv tier just running around. Yeah, we fighting Drake? Nope. Let me get top wave.
This makes me feel I should play more solo queue. That's what I feel like right now.
No, you should not play more solo queue. It's like the state of solo queue. I stay away.
Oh my
I
god.
wasn't gonna. I just wanted to hear what you guys said.
You actually triggered 3 people on the
Voices will come back.
Oh my god.
This is started off great.
Yeah, it's been a good start.
It's like welcome to EUphoria.
Well, as long as you're triggered, let's get the tier list up, Phil. If you're
let's carry on the
let's
momentum.
carry it up. So this was our summer 2023 tier list.
Wait, why is Koi so low?
So Koi's so low because Koi just kind of on paper downgraded their support position and bombed out last season.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
You guys were low because I was skeptical.
We were arguing putting you in B tier.
No. I was arguing putting you in D tier, to be clear.
Shit.
And I was I'm completely wrong. So I got
Bro,
to
why are we even here, bro? Yeah, like we went to this guy's podcast.
I mean, yeah. I'm like, you gotta respect
me.
I have to hold I can't like lie to you. I'm not gonna be like, don't, guys. I swear, I was gonna put you S tier, but then Caedrel came in and he was like, no, that Flakked guy sucks. He keeps posting this cringe picture of a pig with a cigar, and he's like, I can't do it, dude. He has to go to C. No, that's my bad.
I love it how he's rocked up with the Scarface t-shirt still.
Like,
Jankos is like, oh yeah, heretics. I'll show off my brand team. And he's just like,
bro, our like manager literally like wrote us like it would be nice if you like were a heretic match and this guy.
I see.
But yeah, I wasn't sure because you guys had a bad spring, very bad spring, and you made changes.
Yeah.
But your boy in the top lane, Evie, he had a good first week. I'll give him that credit. But the Scion game he ended on still haunts me to this day. So I was like,
oh, that Scion game.
yeah, that Scion game.
I remember that Scion game.
Maybe I held on it too long, but I wasn't.
wait, you remember that Scion game?
Yeah, I was watching it. I do remember that game.
Yeah, so I wasn't, because I like knew the potential, but I was like, all right, I don't. If everything goes to plan, C, potentially B, but I was like, I don't believe it yet. Now I believe it. Now I'd probably bump you up for sure, no doubt. You guys had a fantastic week 1. You're looking good as a team. But yeah, Koi, similar boat.
Wait, are we like fixing this today or no?
No.
So it's
we're just reacting. There's a lot to fix, don't get me wrong, but like we made this and I'm not trying to erase history here. We got a lot of shit wrong. I stand by my reasoning but I totally accept that I'm completely wrong.
So yeah, actually just like leaving it for like the whole season.
I'm not going to say that this was our start of summer tier list, you know? I'm not going to say that this holds up well, but I'm not going to try to erase it and be like, oh, guys, that never happened. We actually
have to own it now. You know, 3 of us talked for an hour and a half, and that's the conclusion.
So, oh my god,
no
you guys like really wasted your time. Imagine like talking for 1.5 hours and coming out with this, like,
bro.
We're gonna get grilled for like a half an hour again now by Jankos and Flakked.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you were to say one immediate thing stands out like a sore thumb, which I think I know exactly what you're about to say, what would it be?
Yeah, what do you think, Flakked?
I don't know. What do you think, Jankos?
Is it perhaps the top of the table?
Yeah.
Is it the S area?
maybe.
I mean, okay, to be honest,
But like to be honest, they look good, no? Like BDS, that split.
Yeah, they did. Like,
I mean,
I honestly, I thought Adam is like by far the best top laner for like a bit.
Yeah.
Like he really looked good until Mad Lion series where like he proved me wrong because he was a bit like too much.
Did you see the Astralis series?
The
Astralis game, sorry?
Yeah, yes, not this.
Where the Renekton was like ganking mid lane level 1 and then lost
Yeah, I
both
don't
lanes.
understand what happened because he was walking into Yasuo with full lethal tempo and Yasuo level 1 with lethal tempo is pretty OP.
bang.
And then he like gave up all his waves.
That game was very sad, but that level 1's my favorite level 1 of all time. One, because it's like the only time leader gets to look like a stream highlight Yasuo. You know?
True.
Like,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
auto spacing and Q spacing the Renekton. But Nuke just walks into the bush and just starts auto trading with a Yasuo in melee range at level 1. I was like, what is?
And then like Adam like is like 1 HP basis. He TP's back top, and then all of a sudden he gets dove on a stacked wave, and then and now he's lost.
Like, I'm not gonna hold that game against BDS because that was so lost so fast.
It was a remake angle.
That's a remake angle for
If
sure.
it was Scream game, you like FF trade.
Yeah. But if that was the only difficult game this week, maybe I could stand by at least BDS staying in like, I don't know, A tier, or be like, hey, we were close, wasn't there? But it was
we'll see.
Yeah, it was a rough week.
We'll see what happens. A lot of teams are like, I don't know, Astralis just looked like really.
I mean, Leader was very negative in his interview and like, speak your truth for sure. But he was like, we suck. Everybody sucks. The meta sucks for us.
Yeah. He was like, whoever sucks the less is going to win.
Yeah, I was like, damn. True, but
it's a good way to say it.
I think it's a bad way to say it. Why not just say whoever better wins? Why live with that kind of negativity? But respect, you know, like that's how he's feeling. So see how Astralis level up.
I mean, it's not bad for us. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but like, you know, these teams doing bad is good for.
I mean,
heretics.
Yeah.
I mean, we need everything to do well.
Yeah. We need like every team to be 10th place and us to be first place.
Just keep sieging our bot tier 3 guys, like, and then we'll end mid.
True.
Dude. Was there any team that really surprised you guys this weekend? Anyone that caught you off guard that you were like, oh wow, they did really well, or oh damn, they did really terrible?
I mean, I think both. No, not both, like 2 teams.
Yeah.
So I think Excel going 0-3. I don't remember who they played, but they didn't play like the best teams. They play SK, for example. We also played SK.
Mm-hmm.
They played against SK. They played against who did
Got
Excel
it?
play
You're
against?
just going off the top here.
I'm going off the top of my head.
They played Mad Lions, no?
Koi. They
Okay.
played Fnatic.
Okay, they had like,
And they
they had
played
a tough
SK.
week. They had a
Fnatic,
good
Koi,
team.
SK.
Koi, Fnatic, yeah.
But I mean, still 0-3. Okay, so the thing is, we scrimmed them. I mean, we had this conversation before, like the
podcast started.
But,
but please, yeah, for
we scrimmed
everybody
them
home.
like on Friday.
Yeah, VTO said it on
One
PGL
day
as well.
before. Yeah, PGL.
Yeah.
And this is what? Oh, EUphoria. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So
Jankos does so many shows and interviews. He's like, it doesn't matter.
Where are we?
So anyway, we played them on Friday, and we get like completely like we can't win a game. We go 0-6, and then we have team dinner, and then everyone is quiet because we don't want to talk to each other. I mean, we had like a decent mood at the team dinner, but everyone's like a little bit depressed. You know?
I mean, it's like one of these days that like nothing else can go wrong. You know, it's like the worst day.
Yeah.
So it's like you're like depressed, but you're like laughing. You know, you see like everyone like mega down, so you're just like laughing.
Yeah, I mean, just accept it.
Yeah.
But anyway, they went 0-3, so that surprised us a little bit, and we play them this week, so we don't wanna, repeat the scrims and go and lose to them.
Yeah.
And then also, I think Fnatic is like the positive surprise. I think they're like so much better right now than they were like last two seasons.
Yeah.
They are also like us in the same boat as us. Like they are pretty in not very good point position.
You both have 30 points. It's very tight. You both basically one of you or both of you need to get to top 4 if you both want to go to.
So like we are in the same like sock, it's gonna be tight, but we have to like
stock.
Same stock.
Yeah.
In the same sock.
Yeah. Whatever, in the same,
in the same boat.
So we have to like try really hard, but I think with their bot lane they are looking pretty strong, and I would put them and Mad Lions, G2 and Fnatic probably as like top 3. I mean, according to scrims, at least. Okay, no, Mad Lions not in scrims. We didn't even scrim them, but they're always terrible in scrims. But at least like they are looking very good on stage. And I'm very surprised that Mad without scrimming did so well. I think they're probably gonna start doing wars now because they start scrimming. And I heard like I heard like a lot of like not very good things about them scrimming.
Is it? Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of rumors and kind of like nothing officially confirmed, but I've heard that they're struggling to get everybody on the same page based on what we saw at MSI.
Yeah.
And it seems like some of that stuff healed, but.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what happened, but apparently there was some friction at MSI.
Yeah, that's the problem with talking about Mad, is because on paper they should be really good, right? Like you'd expect them to be top 3, top 2, or at least fighting for those positions. But then they show up at MSI stage and they get like absolutely blasted by
I mean, like
G2.
this team is for sure going to Worlds, right? Like I do think that like with the coaching stuff they have and with the players they have, they are like very good for European standards. I still don't know how they won the split. I still think G2 should have won that split, the spring split. I mean, but
that's why they're both an A tier.
No, I mean, they deserved it. Like, don't get me wrong, they deserved it. Like, I don't want to take it away from them. They were like the best European team at that time. But I just feel like if this is our best...
Bro, and this is the struggle I have, is that like, I want one team who just always wins in our league. We're always better as a region when there's one team that you can just rely on to win. Yeah. And now it's you, Jankos.
And now it's
Heretics.
Now it's
Kidding, no pressure. No pressure. But both these teams will just like randomly drop a series. You know what I mean?
Like making World, if you make top 6, like obviously you guys have like 30 points, but if you make top 6, 4 of you are going to Worlds.
Yeah.
Of that top 6. Well,
I mean,
the
honestly,
4th team has to play against NA in a best of 5.
Which I think
I
think that's the highest pressure position, though, because like if you do poorly at Worlds against Korean and LPL teams, people are like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you lose to NA 4th seed in a best of 5,
like,
you will
like,
be memed for ever.
It's
Look at Mad
actually,
Lions.
yeah,
Every
look
time
at
they
Mad
go
Lions.
anywhere, they're memed forever for the rest of their lives.
But okay, to be honest though, it's like different because Mad Lions last season, they faced Evil Geniuses, which is that third NA seed.
Yeah.
But imagine we like, as G2, we like completely destroyed them throughout the year, and they were like the first into the third seed. But imagine playing against NA 4th seed.
NA
I mean, you
4th seed.
really, literally have to be a dog to lose to that.
Oh my god, bro. Okay, I really hope
now Heretics are going forward and we are
I
losing.
hope we don't face them, bro. I hope we don't face them.
Yeah, have fun.
You know,
What if it's like FlyQuest and you're playing against Prince? That's in the
Yeah,
bottom. That's kind of
actually,
cursed,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
actually,
you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so like I was saying, NA right now, I don't think they're like looking like the strongest region. And, you know, we always, in Europe, we always pride ourselves to being better than NA because we are not better than Asia. So at least there's like one region we can be better at, the major ones.
So we can feel good about ourselves.
Yeah, so basically, you know, at least top 4. Our top 4 should win their top 4, kind of Rift Rival style like years ago. Hopefully it's going to happen.
Yeah, what happened? Last Rift Rivals, I remember those like 2019 Rift Rivals, right? Where it was like G2 Origin and you guys were destroying them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was SmackDown. There was
good times.
No one played Heimerdinger, and Heimerdinger was really broken.
I remember Neeko Flex was a thing, and Patrick was playing mid lane on Origin.
No one played Aatrox, and no one in NA played Aatrox, and Aatrox was turbo broken. Yeah, it was like a Wampa stomp.
Yeah.
I remember I think talking to you guys at the time, and you guys were so annoyed because you had to fly to NA on like 2 days. It was the most cursed turnaround time of all time.
It was not like the best tournament. I think like the competition between regions was fun because we got to see Korea versus China, and also we got to see Europe versus NA. And I don't think we had enough of like, even right now we don't have enough of like BO5s between our regions. I think it like brings some hype, right? Definitely will be entertaining to watch. But flying to Los Angeles for nothing, literally, because you don't get any reward for winning the event. Yeah, they're just there to like represent Europe, which is cool. But you're flying for like 4 or 5 days, and you have to fly like 13, 14 hours. It's just not worth it.
And this is why Europe's going to win Worlds this year. You know why? Because Asia Games start in September and they end just before Worlds. So all of the good players that go to Asia Games are going to finish their LCK LPL splits. Then they're going to go to Asia Games like a week later. And then they're going to go to Worlds like 2 days after Asia Games.
Okay, but do you think they are going to be like
burnt out?
Tired? Oh, burned out again.
Yeah.
So hopefully they're tired. This is the chance. This is our one opportunity.
So if we make it to the finals, at this point they will be playing for like 2 months straight, or like 9 months, 10 months straight. So then this is where we get them.
Yeah, this is where we get them.
So you just need to make it to the finals.
How did we do it? It's like we're 80 years old. We won Worlds once. How did we do it?
Jet lag. And before Asia started playing League of Legends.
and before they had a server. Yeah, take that.
Give me the pig with a cigar. Post it.
One Worlds is season 1.
Bringing it back, because like Worlds is still pretty far away, and well, I'll hope for the Copium take their mark. I think we can wait to see if it actually comes true.
Yeah.
Like soft top 3 you guys already listed, but what is your top 5 right now? Who do you think the top 5 best teams are? Mad G2 pretty easy up there. Fnatic up there too. Who else is up in the top 5?
Yeah, I think Mad G2,
BDS,
Fnatic. I still think BDS would probably be up there as well, because I think actually they are quite a solid coach team as well. I would compare them to Mad Lions, with the difference that Mad, I think, are like better. I mean, they for sure have like better individual players, which makes them a better team in the end. But I think BDS and Mad are both creative in team fights, and they look for decent angles. They have like very reliable AD carries in team fights, unlike me. And
a good jungle as well. Yeah, right.
So I think that's what like that's the difference between these 4 teams. But 5th team, I don't know.
I mean,
Would you say it's Vitality?
Maybe it's.
No.
Oh, Vitality?
No.
I don't think
I think
so,
it's you right now. Or,
I
like,
think
I mean,
it's us.
it's
Okay,
one,
we did
it's
win
1
against
week.
Vitality, but it was like a very sweaty game.
Okay, but we were like mega ahead and we just like threw again.
Yeah, but like against SK Gaming, we were mega ahead and we also drew.
Yeah.
So we are actually kind of boosted, but we're
we're
winning.
good at getting lit, but not closing the game.
Yeah, I guess.
So you're good at throwing, but then coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes,
No, but we're good at like getting lead into throwing into coming back.
Yeah.
I think it's probably you guys or Vitality. I have very little faith in Vitality, and that has been proven right most of this year.
I have very little faith in Vitality too, to be honest.
I
I wanted them to do well last like spring split.
Yeah.
Because they were actually good in playoffs, right? And they were like with upset, they just got upset in spring split, and everything was looking good, and then they lost to BDS.
And quality of players on paper, again, we said this about Vitality.
Everyone says Photon's S tier. Bo is supposed to like, so super hyped. And then
They just never come together.
Upset, Kaiser.
Okay, Bo was super hyped.
Mhm.
I wonder who hyped him.
Hi. I hyped him a lot. Yeah.
The new Chinese jungle is completely
All right, Reddit. Who's gonna hold Caedrel accountable?
Where's my accountability thread on Reddit? Where is it? But sometimes maybe you can relate. As a content creator, you see someone gets rank 1, you see their
in
match
solo
history,
queue,
like
it's like a
80%
devil.
win rate.
Oh my
You're
God.
like, that's a clickbait.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You
make it.
believed it. Don't. It's okay to be wrong, Mark.
It's one
You
of those
really
things-
believed it. Don't pretend like you didn't believe it.
Did you
too.
actually believe it?
He
or
was a
did you-
solo queue monster.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was.
yeah.
Because he comes
still
solo
is,
queue
by
and he
the
got
way.
like rank on and was like insane. And then like you look at the relation I made in my head was like when Worlds happens in Europe and like Damon was here, was it 2019? Like Canyon like sped ran rank 1 with Showmaker or something. And it just looked so easy for them to play like the ladder, and then boom, they're just like top 2 on the ladder. And the same thing can happen with Bo, so I was like, maybe this transition into pro play. But yeah, I feel like when I'm watching their games, especially this split, the first 3 games they played, what happens is like Bo just goes and starts an objective, and then his laners are just sitting there like, hello.
Yeah.
And then they get claps on, like the Mad Lion series, I think it was, and he loses the objective. And then he goes to Herald and does the exact same thing, and then he gets claps on and loses the objective, and then like the early game just feels like they can't play for...
I mean, I don't know if for them it's like the communication still, right? Or it's just like game understanding, but I do watch Vitality games and I feel like they're like completely disconnected.
Yeah.
I think they're like just playing the game separate. They are not a team really. And that makes me a bit sad because I still think they are great individual players. I mean, Bo is like
really good
his
individual
fingers
players.
are really nice, He has very nice fingers. But the problem is that,
So if you and Bo like fuse together...
Me and Bo, bro, we will be like the best. Like if me and Bo had a baby, like it will probably be like
Jan Bo.
the next jungler.
Oh my
yeah.
Jambo. Jambo.
Actually, okay. If I go to any stream like LCK or LPL and anyone fuses my name with the other jungler, it's only to flame me. It's like Jankos or Jankos, there's like more of them, but I don't remember.
Jankos, there's one with Clit as well somewhere. I can't remember what it was. Clitkos or something.
Yeah. There's Jankos, Clitkos, like Jankos, like it's just like, bro, I go to a stream, I just want some peace, watch some LCK, and I just say KW like Jankos.
And if they can't come up with one, they just put fraud next to it.
Oh no, bro, that's cursed. Yeah, fifth is really hard. Because I think that you guys, like, after week 1, I think it's easy to slot you into 5th. And I think that best of 3s are the big question for your roster.
Of course.
Because I think best of 1s at this point, if you can maintain the performance you showed in week 1 and hopefully
we should make it for sure.
Improve, I think you make it. Because your next week's schedule, on paper, not too bad.
Yeah. Not too bad on paper, yeah.
And with how a lot of the other teams are struggling to get, these wins on the board, I feel like you guys top 8 easy. And in general, it shouldn't be that hard to make top 8. Like,
yeah. I mean, there's 10 teams, right? So it's
but best
that makes
of 3s.
Me sad for like the last split, but it's true we were kind of boosted.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hard, dude. I mean, it's a hard season. You get a chance.
You lost the tiebreaker to
we can redeem ourselves.
LEC champions, no?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we lost the tiebreaker to Mad Lions LEC champions.
Yeah,
we
they finished
like
8th and won the split.
Yeah.
Petition to give them one more.
If you won that game, you for sure.
Yeah, you won the split.
Actually, how crazy is that? We had a team that finished 8th and won the split.
LEC baby.
Like, bro, like if the history is different, we would like win that one, and then we would like play against JDG at the Messiah. Heretics
sucks.
Heretics versus JDG.
Yeah. You guys would have beaten G2 in the top 4 to go all the way against BDS in the finals. Yeah.
And then we win the Messiah.
Would you have got 16-47? It's up for debate.
Hey, if you made it, to be fair, you just had to make it to 18
You just had to do 17 minutes, buddy. That's like all you had to
put up. That's all you need.
You just clear those waves.
13 more seconds, baby.
5
Hold
statics.
on. Oh my god. Yeah, I can't really in good faith give it to Vitality. So maybe it's easier just to do a top 4 now and just wait to see, because it's like Astralis seem very lost right now. Vitality, I think, are the worst team to bet on ever. I would love for them to be good. If they show up one week and are just cracked, you could see it, because again, their papers their players on paper are so good. And you guys, I think you just need a little bit more time to be seen. It's not Koi, it's not XK, it's not XL.
I mean, Koi is like, I think it's a downgrade for now, right?
It's
Fnatic
for
should be an upgrade.
With how good Trimby is playing, that looks like a terrible trade deal. No flame to Avian, because I think Koi obviously needs some time to figure that stuff out. But with how quickly Trimby is clicked in Fnatic and how good Noah and him are performing and the team is performing, damn, that looks like not a good deal for Koi.
That looks like another good deal.
Yeah.
Also, but I mean, they also changed ADK, right? So, I mean, I do think Advien looked way better in Fnatic. Like in scrims, when I play against him now and in Fnatic, I feel like either he was micromanaged by like someone, or like the calls were crispier and clearer because he's like night and day, like on the map, Like I think in Fnatic he plays so much better in scrims, but
yeah, I wonder what that is then. Because I mean, when you look at like Advien and Trimby, I think the thing we saw the most was like Trimby is like mostly a range support player, and like Advien's mostly a melee support player. But right now it just feels like it's melee or Yumi, and most teams
I feel like some of that is blown out of proportion though, because I think that's an easy thing to point at. Because like the championship pool is a very visible thing to see, but it's not like Trimby didn't play engage supports and engage meta. The first thing he was
his Rakan was really good.
Yeah, and back when he first started, he only played engage supports, and his biggest problem was like, he ran it on set support a bunch, but like his Rakan has always been good.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what's going on.
I don't really know either, but I will say that like clear statistical upgrades in laning phase for the first time like this year, they finally have like a really solid forward percent, so they're actually getting lane push and lane. And again, stats aren't everything. It's 3 games. But it's a solid start. And inversely, like you look at the Koi early game, and Koi has just been getting less and less active. Like Winter, they're fighting all the time. They're killing everybody. It's like 4.2 kills of 14 every game. Now they're down to 2. They do nothing.
But to be honest, they could have won that mad game. Like Aphelios just like 1v4'd them.
I think everyone could have won that mad game this week. Like literally 3 out of 3 mad games. Everyone, like every team mad could have won, and then like every team just giga through.
Yeah, Matt just like caught.
Yeah, G2 through, Koi through.
G2 for sure through, Koi for sure through.
And the Vitality almost pretty clean though.
Okay, Vitality one was
that
clean,
was like the Azir Aphelios Yumi.
That was like the worst draft of like the history of drafts.
That was the game where Vitality like
this
2v2.
week, did we cast this game? We cast this game.
Yeah,
this
like
was the 0 CC draft, like absolutely no way to start a
everyone
fight.
is playing
Ari
carry
Charm
in solo queue. Like Perix had to like complete like just ult in every fight and try to charm. Otherwise it was not playable.
Yeah, it was like Lucian, Kindred, Ari, Gwen. It's like everyone can carry.
Oh, this is the one where Upset Kaiser's like absolutely. This is the first time we got to see Milio Lucian. Milio Lucian smashed lane and then they just fed a kill on accident.
Yep. Yeah.
So that was a very questionable, and that was the first game of our season.
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn, that game was.
Oh yeah,
rough.
that was the first game of summer actually. That
Yeah.
was the first
And then
game.
the second game was when
Oh,
I
it was us.
It was you guys.
Flakked hit the Nexus.
Oh my god, yeah.
Bro, okay,
Wait,
am
what's
I
the
your
second game?
thoughts? Wait,
Wait,
hold on.
what's
Give
the
us
second
us
game?
your thoughts. That's because that was me screaming that.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Am I wrong? Am I completely wrong?
No.
Should you not have hit the Nexus?
I mean, no.
Hit him.
I-
Hit him.
Okay, no.
you can
okay.
you can
Tell
let me give me the full truth because
I'm
I
fine. No,
thought
it's fine,
process.
I was in absolute animal brain mode at that point. I wanted one thing from you. There was
didn't
no
even,
time for
check
analysis.
the next HP. There was like so much like chaos going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, we were like really ahead, and
Yeah.
then we like mega through, and then it was a fiesta.
Yeah.
So I mean, at these moments you're like not even like thinking straight, just like I don't know, like trying to think like how to fight better because like legit any fight like can just win or lose the game, right?
Yeah.
So we are on the Nexus 4v2, and I'm not in the mood of like, oh, there's no way we throw, right? It's like mega free. But I'm like, okay, this should be like really easy to win.
Yeah.
Then like I think it was like Abby gets completely one-shot by Kha'Zix before we start hitting the towers. Then like they have like Kha'Zix Ari, they 2v4 us.
I think
Yeah.
they had like double stopwatch. Or
Yeah,
something.
they're like double stopwatch. But like after they stopwatch, I'm like, wait, I'm alone? It was like 4v2, guys. Like there's no way I'm alone. And then I rewatched, and I think going for the Nexus, I can go for the Nexus.
Sure.
Or going for the kill Ari. It's a kind of like 50-50 decision.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I rewatch. I didn't kill Ari because of one crit with
Yeah, you didn't
80%.
crit.
Crit
Yeah.
chance.
80%
Yeah.
crit. I don't kill her. And then it was like Yumi spawning like in like 6 seconds or something. Maybe I could go for the Nexus, right? But like, I mean, in my head, one crit, I just kill the Ari, then I can just like Yumi respawning alone, I can just like end the
Yeah.
Nexus.
What
Right?
an iconic moment though.
Well,
But
and it worked out. I mean, at the end, you guys won the game. Thank God.
Yeah,
So
but,
like
like-
this, it ultimately it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it was such a crazy finisher, no? Because it was like we tried to, I think we killed them, and then we tried to end, but Elder was spawning, and then we like died in base,
Yeah.
and then we
yeah,
went
oh
to
my-
Elder,
yeah.
and we got Elder,
you
and then we
rushed it
killed them
before they got there.
again,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then we never really based, and we went for end again, and
Yeah.
then we failed
Bro,
again.
After the Elder fight or something, I had like 5k gold.
Yeah,
Like, I couldn't
but-
believe it. I have like 5.3k gold or something.
Yeah.
It's just, like,
the Elder
so much
fight was
fighting.
where you like finished Elder and then a wild Zeri appeared over the wall, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it was that one, yeah.
Because Exa had the fight where he like basically solo turned the game with support help
On Nash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
on Nash, and I was like, oh, it's Zeri time.
Yeah,
Baby.
it's
He's
Zeri,
going.
man. I was
Zeri
running
time.
about, I was like,
And then he came over the wall, and I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
That was my favorite game
That
of the
game, I
season.
don't
That
know,
game
it
was
was
absolutely
mega
wild.
random. Yeah.
That game was crazy.
Yeah.
Were you guys like shaking when Zeri triple kill got Nash and
I
then
mean,
like
of
the goal
course,
this season
of
where you like
I mean, for sure, Jankos, for sure. For sure.
did you what do you say? Is it it's fine guys? Is that just
I
the
mean,
instant?
I mean,
Are
I
you-
didn't even know what we said.
Yeah, are you like scared at this point? Because like you obviously had a like you're coming in fresh, right? You and VTO,
Yeah.
like you don't have the baggage of spring. Are you still carrying some baggage of spring?
oh
like
no,
the-
I mean, I didn't care. I was just like, Zeri, you mean? I was like, I died bot lane level 3.
Sorry.
If we lose now, it's...
Oh wait, yeah, sorry, I forgot we had to update the tier list, but we had LeBlanc, Statikk Shiv, and then it was like all this stuff up here. Then it was Neeko, Cassandre,
Yeah.
and oh, what's that other one you forgot? Right?
Yeah.
Oh, there's Zeri.
Yeah.
Oh, you forgot. Oh, what's that?
Zeri.
She's full tank Trinity Force. Oh, that's
Oh, Trinity! You can do Trinity. There was LCK, Trinity Force, Titanic Hydra, Sterex, 4K
Yeah.
HP, Zeri.
yep.
But I think that like the big difference between like this heretics and the old heretics is that, I mean, even in comps when we start losing, like when the games get sweaty, there's still like, I mean, Flakked and VTO. I mean, Jack also used to like calm us down and like say, I mean, all of us are like calming each other down, but
Yeah.
basically, the more good players you have in the team, the more like chances you have to win the game. I mean, it sounds really obvious, right? But the point here is
Yeah.
that like each time this would happen, Azir or like VTO would say that like it's fine, guys. Like Zeri has no flash. I can like insect her and we can win the fight.
So he
right?
gives a play
So,
like an option.
yeah, so he gives the option of like how to win the fight, and it actually makes sense. Like he can do it,
Yep.
and it sounds easy because he says it. So you
Yeah.
just trust him, right? It's the same thing as you are fed on Wukong and you say you can 1v9. Right? Didn't happen that game because I was not fed.
Yeah.
I was fed, you know.
I guess the difference is like one perspective is like, hey, he has no flash, we're just gonna ult him next fight, it's fine. The other perspective is like the person who's like, I guess we can maybe go for like bot tower. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like,
exactly,
then,
right,
then you're
yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
we're fucked.
Yeah. so like as long as we have like a way of winning the game and we like find a way,
Yeah.
right? We were like, okay, we can just like flash ult her and she's gonna die, and then if she dies, they can play because you
Yeah.
know she's the carry. So I think it's like about looking for solutions, and the more good players you have, the more solutions you have, because the more like plays you see, right? If you
Yeah.
are insane on Lee Sin, maybe you can look for a flash kick. If you are insane on Azir, maybe you can like get a very good shuffle, things like that.
Yeah, the
Of course,
playmakers
you-
step
yeah,
up.
you need the
Yeah.
champion as well, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you guys generally like, and you don't have this point of comparison, Flakked, but I guess for you, Jankos, like, do you just feel much more comfortable as you get later in the game on this version of the Heretics roster? Because you also cut down some of the language barriers by bringing VTO over
I
Ruby.
think definitely I feel more comfortable in the early game as well. I don't want to like flame.
Yeah.
We had
Flakked, you're clearly performing better than Jack.
No,
did in bot lane. And I'm not trying to flame Jack, but like the statistically and performance wise, and maybe in this exact meta with these exact champions, you could do the same thing. We'll never know. But right now, by all statistical metrics,
Flakked
is doing better.
As soon as he will lose one game, I'm gonna swap him back.
VTO looks more stable, like overall stability in mid lane.
Okay. I mean, like
looks good.
I know you're I'm not trying to do anybody dirty, but it looks like upgrades across the board.
I just want to be clear. I played with Caps last year.
Yeah.
And then I played in Heretics, and then I just some things just blew my mind. I don't want to get into details, but like some things just blew my mind when I was playing the game. Like last 2 splits. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Just leave it there.
I think what we can say, because again, these are your former teammates, so I don't want you to drag them. And again, they're still players, and I still think they like deserve their chances and their shots, and I hope that they can perform better than they have. But like upgrades on paper, upgrades that have clearly delivered so far on stage, it looks good, and it's good to hear that there's also this strength of communication in the late game too, and not just laning prowess. Because in winter, you guys did pretty well for a first-time team starting out, but in spring it was just like you were losing almost every lane. It was like you versus the world.
I mean, I think we were like kind of consistent in winter, and we were actually getting better. And then something in spring happened that we couldn't really improve anymore. I think it was like a lot of stress, maybe, or maybe we were exhausted. It's hard to say because we chose like this more selfish jungle playstyle where I was supposed to carry, and it was like clear in our games that we are playing for me, and that made me look better. But at the same time, my laners were like, it was harder for them, and also that made them look worse. So I do think I also look better because of it. But I mean, now I think we are playing heavily towards bot lane. So I want you guys to know if Flakked doesn't look good, it's like completely lost because I'm giving up all my lead for him.
Actually, it's crazy. This guy sometimes, oh my god. Like legit, I'm calling in the SK game to dive bot because it looks really good. Mega stack wave, mega chilling, can't go wrong.
What did he say?
This guy just says, I need to farm my top side camps. And then it's like Lucian 10-0, one-shooting everyone, Wukong 1-5. And this guy is probably thinking, we won because I got my top set camps. I actually can't believe it.
He's the mastermind behind
everything. I can't believe it, actually.
I remember like we had one game in scrims where I was playing Kha'Zix.
Yeah, VTO said this on PG.
Oh my god.
No, I was like 0-7-0 on Kha'Zix.
Mega
I was like
shameless.
Completely useless. I was like running
okay,
down.
I need to explain this. Okay. It's 0-7-0. Like legit 0-7-0 Kha'Zix. So, mega useless. Like mega worthless. Then he's like, Brady's like upset because like something happened early game or like maybe early game. No, it was like
I don't remember.
No, it was invade. Yeah.
No,
like,
we just we like messed up to V2 mid.
No, there was an invade. No,
no, we messed up to V2 mid.
Okay,
we died like level 3.
So we entered, and apparently he was like really upset. I mean, not really upset, but like he was like, I mean, you could tell like he was like not happy with the game.
A little tilted. Yeah.
And right after we end the game, Insta goes to the review room. And he's like, it takes like the keyboard and the mouse, and he's like gets ready to like review like what happened in the early game, and like it wasn't like that big of a deal, right? And the first thing he says is like, I shot call perfectly. I don't know how can we not win this game? I shot call perfectly, and you can see 0-7-0.
The way VTO framed it was the best. VTO was like, I've never seen a 0 kill participation jungler after 30 minutes in my life talk so much in a review.
It's like, I shot call perfectly, grabs the mouse, the keyboard, and starts like doing the review. It's like 0-7-0. I'm like, this is no way.
The thing is like, if you're the jungler and you're like, we're completely useless and you lost the game and you're 0-7-0, if you grab the mouse and keyboard and you make your own narrative, people might believe you. Maybe they're like, wait, maybe he has a point. Maybe it's not his fault that he's
so much. Again, this like grabbing the mouse, making a narrative. Just tell me whenever you're done playing. You know, 5 years from now, retire. Anything you want. You come in, caster, so gonna be great. You're gonna be you've been practicing already making narratives. See,
yeah,
it's true
though.
Problem.
If the jungler goes 0-7-0 and then like cowers in this corner of their scrim review room and everyone's like avoiding him and he's like, yeah, well maybe we could have done this better, and you're just awkwardly sitting there. Nope, just walk in.
To be fair,
right?
If you play enough solo queue, you're great at making narratives because you lie to yourself every game. I've seen you play Ophelio, so you roll up and you're like, yeah, maybe if my top side did a little bit better after you feed 3 kills in been
my
for 6
Aphelios
minutes.
get looped into this?
Yeah, I'm just recognizing now that like this is why League of Legends players are obsessed with narratives. We're making them every time we queue up for solo queue. You know, you're telling yourself, oh yeah, I wasn't.
So
the
you're saying
problem.
that we all live in storied fantasy worlds in our own head?
Yep, 100%.
I mean, for sure, Jankos.
Ah,
Like,
yeah.
Jankos was like the perception of the reality, like completely altered. It's like 1v5, 5 items Aphelios, 25 chakrams. Oh my god, he's one-shot enemy Yumi. Like, AD carry is broken. It's like, bro.
But
like,
AD carry is kind of broken right now, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, I agree. But like, there are some like, you get like 5 mana Aphelios ulted with flamethrower, 100% crit, 7,000 damage. No way he just one-shot the entire thing. Yeah, of course, bro.
How is that possible?
Yeah, it's like so crazy, this guy.
It's because junglers can't do that, bro. Junglers can just stun you and then run away in the late game.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
actually, in the late game,
a 7-0 Kha'Zix, I think, could
Yeah.
probably.
Oh,
yeah,
do
maybe
that.
7-0, it can't even like clear the fucking word.
Actually, it's kind of like another funny story from this Heretics roster. I really like the fact that we meme me, because miming me brings me back to like G2, where like
Yeah.
when people made fun of me, we were winning. So I kind of feel comfortable when people like are brave enough to make fun of me, because in spring and winter, people are like not brave enough, you know? If I would say something completely like stupid, people would like take
Be like,
it too
oh,
seriously.
sorry.
right?
Yeah, they'd be like, Jankos, the leader. We must listen to him.
Yeah, exactly. But now like we have Flakked, so he can like make fun of like the things I say that are like stupid, you know?
It keeps you in check.
Yeah, like people can still listen to like the good ideas, but if I say something like stupid, they can like laugh it off, and it's like so much better.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we had like this game and with Belvet. I think it was like also a Belvet game. Where I was probably it was like
so funny.
it was like similar game to like 0-7 as well.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like also like a 0-7 game.
Yeah.
And then I remember like we went from Madrid to Berlin and we were like in the taxi. And I remember like our general manager for Heretics was like making fun of Belvet and was like saying that like, yeah, if you guys want to have fun in scrims, you know, you can just pick Belvet.
Yeah, it was so fun. It was like it was Peter as well.
Yeah.
It was like Peter. He was like, I don't want to sound toxic or something. And like Peter is like the
Peter's super wholesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
Super
He was
like
very, very
least,
nice
like I don't
guy,
think
very
Peter
nice
has
guy.
ever said anything.
Yeah.
But you know,
mean.
it's like, I don't want to sound toxic, but
But
if the butt
legit,
comes in,
he's like
yeah.
the guy that like, if you have to pick like a toxic guy from a team, it's like the least option is like Peter. He's like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
chill. He's a really nice guy, and he's like, I mean, I don't want to sound like negative, and he said something like, but if Jankos wants to keep playing Belvet in scrims,
Bro, like we come back after a long break. I play Belvet in
That's so
solo
fucking
queue. I completely smurf. Then they nerf the items. I go in scrims. I play Belvet, and then like everyone flames like Belvet. I'm like,
oh, that's so
Okay.
fun.
maybe you just have to pick it on stage. And you know, like the VTO where it's like in warm-up scrims,
No,
just
I mean,
griefs on the Kaisa. It's like,
we had like how many games of Belvet we had?
I think like 2 or 3. We
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
actually
yeah.
have that many games.
Oh, okay.
Actually. I mean,
Yeah.
3 games enough.
Yeah,
But
2
this-
games was enough.
I mean, this sounds like This sounds like a nice team environment for you. I like the flame coming through.
I mean, I like flame coming through is like the best because
Can I-
it actually like it makes you feel like maybe like my world is like collapsing. You're like maybe I'm not that smart. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
actually stupid, and it make like it's reality check. You know,
keeps
kind
you
of.
on keeps
But
you on your
Keeps you
toes.
in check. Yeah.
Can I ask what the line is? Because I think that like for me it's interesting because like if Mark wants to flame me about whatever, that's cool with me because Mark's my homie. If Johnny Random on the internet wants to flame me, sometimes it pisses me off. Like what's the line for you? Because I think that a lot of people see this like when you Flakked just want to roast him, everyone's like, I can also do that because I know Jankos. But I don't think that's like really how it works. I don't think that's fair. Because you guys are like homies, right? And you know each other in real life as real people. And I think a lot of people who watch this kind of stuff take this as permission to just roast Jankos at every turn. So like, what's the line? Like, are you? What's like the line for you?
Yesterday, I had like a game with Ezreal, and I was playing AP Ezreal with Reckless in my team. And I have Reckless in my team, and like I pick AP Ezreal, so I'm kind of griefing him because I'm playing AP Ezreal in the jungle, so like I'm completely griefing him. And then like I'm carrying the game actually. Okay, I was like 12 kills. I was really fat. I was the only reason why we're like kind of relevant in the game. With Reckless, of course, he was also kind of the reason with his Nami. And then they steal my Nashor. Like Kindred steals the Nashor.
Were
and
you
then,
playing Ezreal AD or Ezreal?
no, like I was
AP.
playing Ezreal jungle AP.
Ezreal jungle.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
that
Ezreal
shit?
jungle AP. So for sure I was griefing. And then they steal my Nashor, and maybe like the game was probably winnable if I smite that Nashor, but they steal it. And then I was carrying the game. I was playing very well, I think, or like decently, considering I don't play Ezreal. I was missing some cues. But then I look at the chat and I see one guy like, "You're so fucking bot." I was like, okay. I mean, I don't think I deserved it, but I guess.
Yeah, just like I don't know. I feel like people like pile on things really easily, like they're involved.
Yeah.
It's like
Well, and it's and it's like they want to be involved, right? Because there's like this fandom and there's like this kind of this little bit of a parasocial relationship going, and I think it's just interesting because I think that like there is a line probably, and I think we've probably crossed that line because I remember seeing on stream at some point you're like the broadcast is flaming me 24/7. You know what I mean?
Yes, Drakos.
Bro, I'm just saying, I'm trying to figure out where that line is because we want to join in. It's fun to flame you. But also, I want to give you credit and make sure we give you credit for a split like spring, where despite the fact that your team was bad, you did really well. You know what I mean? And so I'm just trying to like
But
find
I also
that
think
line.
there's like the other side of the spectrum. When you guys had like that thing, when you were going to PGL and like you were flaming each other, it was clipped and put on Twitter. And there was people commenting like, I hope they're not serious. Like, I really want them to get along, but I can't believe they're talking to each other like that. How dare they? So some people kind of completely miss it.
Yeah. So for you, Flakked, I know you talked a little bit about this on PGL, but for anyone who might have missed it, like what do you feel like is the biggest difference for you now coming in compared to your time on G2? Because people will see the champion picks immediately, and that's a lot of the product of the meta. Mm-hmm. But like obviously on an individual level, maybe partially because of the picks or because you've gotten better, but you can tell me like you're looking sick in this first week. What do you think is the biggest difference for you as an individual compared to when you were last in the league?
A jungle gap. I think I'm playing only to bot lane.
Jungle's the same.
I mean, for sure. I mean, I took kind of. Shut up, bro. I mean,
Just
for
like
sure,
South
I took like I took like more leadership. I think like when I was in the academy.
Yeah.
Because like first time I came to G2, I was like really like I had like really like so much respect for all the players, but Jankos of course. So for me it was like kind of like hard to like lead the team.
Lead the team or like speak your mind or like say what you need or talk.
No, I mean
or
I think
contribute.
speak my mind. It came like really early, I think, and I was like really open of like my ideas and like how I view the game.
Yep.
But I mean, I think for me it was like harder to carry because as well I didn't have like that much experience, I think.
Yeah.
And of course, like I had like Jankos, Caps, all these players. So it's like really for me it was at the beginning I just had so much respect for them that I didn't have like enough confidence on my calls because it was like if I just call Caps and Jankos to come bot and nothing happens, then they might as well just kick me, right?
He's gonna farm his top camps.
Like he was like, wait, they kicked Reckless before me, and I'm just flagging.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I actually, I came from like Reckless and stuff, so I was like, bro, I need to be a beast, and as well, I really like playing with Targa, but like he didn't like speak much as well.
Yeah,
and I was like kind of quiet, so it was like really silent bot lane.
Yeah, which
here in Heretics, like Mercer speaks a lot as well, and he speaks a lot as well, like on stage, because in scrims he like usually speaks a lot. But like on stage, he's like really confident as well on calls. So it makes it like way easier, and you just take the call with like more confidence, right?
Yeah.
If you're calling to dive, but like it's only you calling, then you're like maybe you're like a bit skeptical and right.
Yeah.
But if your support is saying yes, come, it's like mega free and stuff, then it's like, I mean, of course you're like mega committed and it's really. It's just really easier to just play.
Yeah, because I think if two people make the call, the feedback can be the discussion as whether the call was good or not. Like you can be like, yeah, well, maybe if this was better, this was better. But if you make the call and it all goes to crap, then you're kind of like, well, should I make the call in the future?
Yeah,
like,
and as well,
then you got to be ready to make a narrative. Then you got to be ready to bust out the keyboard and be like, guys,
I make a shot goal. No, but like for sure,
start
like,
making
that
burner
was
accounts and flaming your
trunk.
I get that story. Oh my god, what a banger! Actually, so based.
Yeah, that was kind of like I mean, I just had like so much like respect for the players, right?
Yeah.
And like when I went to the academy here in Spain, I mean they
You didn't have any respect for the players.
like they kept same top set, but they signed new support.
Yep.
And like it's Marlon is like rookie as well, and he actually wasn't like.
Just leave it.
Just
bro.
continue.
Just leave it. We're close enough. Yeah,
just
try. Is it on you?
No.
I can grab tissues.
No. It's
You
only
keep
on the
telling
table.
your story.
We can just
I'll grab
continue.
tissues. We'll just keep
No,
rolling.
it's fine.
It's fine.
We can just leave it. It's nowhere besides the desk.
It's just on the desk.
Jankos spilled his coffee for podcast listeners. Anyway, continue.
And I was just with Marlon, and I really like I talked with him so much, and I'm like really close friends with him, and I actually like I just look at him like the way the first days he was like talking to me and like relating with me, and I could really see myself on him.
Yeah.
That like he has like had like so much respect for me because I mean last year I came from like winning LEC, went to Worlds, went to MSI, we did like so many stuff.
And good gapped.
So yeah, of course. I mean jungle is looking pretty sus. But like
You're quick, bro. I
just you know like he had like so much respect for me, and I just like try to work on like leading more the team and like just being like asking for more resources and stuff. And I work a lot with like the academy coaching stuff to if I make it back to the LEC, that I can be, like strong set as well.
Yeah.
Because I think in G2 we were like really good weak set, but like strong set we didn't.
So do you think that like having someone who looked up to you kind of in the same way that you looked up to the G2 guys when you first started, like really helped put in perspective who you were as a player? Yeah.
I mean, I knew if I had like something I really had to work on.
Yeah.
But seeing a guy with like so much motivation and like, like seeing myself on him as well, it really, pushed me to take it like next level tryhard.
Yeah. That's super cool. And I think it's like, it's just an awesome moment of like self-reflection and learning and letting someone else's motivation kind of push you to become a better player. And like, again, so far it's paid off. It's still a single week. It's still just 3 games, but it looks good. And it's awesome to hear that you and Mersa are getting along well too, because I think the biggest problem for
Can
League of
I say
Legends,
something actually?
Yeah, sure.
But after you're done, I just want to be clear that I want to say something after.
Oh yeah, sure.
I will keep
I was
saying
just saying,
for
I think
now.
it's cool because I think that like when a team struggles, like Heretics did last season, or like Excel have been doing, whatever, like it's really easy to just assume, like, you don't know why people are doing bad. You can just see that people are doing bad, and like you just assume the whole team is bad. You know what I mean? And thus everyone's playing for Jankos, and Jankos gets to be the one shining star and spraying that looks pretty good.
I mean, okay, they didn't like play. We didn't like strictly play for me.
No, I'm memeing, but like, but like, and so I think it's good to also hear the context from Mersa, because if you had played this season out and Heretics had another rough season, people would have just assumed, that this wasn't as great of a team. And I think it's cool to also hear that like Mersa's been contributing. He's been super vocal because he's a guy that looked good on Misfits, and now is getting that like another chance here on Heretics to look good again. Because I think so many careers just disappear. Like when you dropped out of the league, I was stunned. I thought for sure someone was going to pick you up. And the fact that you've now made it back is just sick. So it's cool to hear about that growth, and it's cool to hear about how Mersa's also further enabling you to like, I don't know, be the player that you want to be the best version of yourself. And Jankos too, even if he's
I mean, okay, so a couple of points, okay?
Yeah.
So basically, I think that because Flakked was saying things about like being able to talk and, being more of a leadership role after the G2 when him and Targa were not talking as much.
Yeah.
I think the important part here is that I think Mersa was quite quiet as well when he started playing in Winter Split.
Yeah.
But I think our coaching staff did like a very good job of like enabling him and like teaching him how to like talk more. And, Chris and Peter, like Chris came from Koi and Peter came from
EG, I think was most Peter G.
And
Peter
I
Dunn,
feel
historic
like
guy.
they had like a very different, I mean, they had like similar view of the game, but they had like different jobs. And I feel like both of them did like a good job of like teaching players the game, but also kind of teaching players how to like communicate. I think that's very important. It's something that maybe we missed a bit last year in G2, because I think me and Caps were very good at like teaching players the game, and BB as well. I think like all of us had like a very vast game knowledge, and I think that Targa and Flakked brought a lot of good ideas as well. But something maybe we didn't like pay enough attention to was our player communication, how much input we should like give throughout the game. And we would tell people to like talk, like Targa and Flakked, we would tell them to like talk more, but we wouldn't like specifically say what they should like look out for in the games. And I think that's something we did in Heretics, and that I think made Mersa talk way more and communicate better. And that, naturally Flakked, I think, has a lot of game knowledge from last year and probably from this year at Academy. So naturally he's talking more. So now I feel like our bot lane is actually quite vocal compared to last year in G2, whereas we still have the same player, and Mersa was like very, very quiet at the start. So I'm very like happy with the development of, Mersa and Flakked. And I think that's, I mean, Flakked thanks to maybe last year, but Mersa definitely thanks to, our coaching staff at Heretics.
Well, and that's awesome context to have.
And jungle, because I mean...
and jungle.
Just like,
of course, the
just
jungle.
Like, basically,
like after that Kha'Zix performance, like Mersa started talking so much.
That was the moment. No, but it's good to give that context, because I think that one of the, again, like the struggle of League of Legends is you really only see the result. You don't really see the work that's put into it. And I think so giving credit where credit's due to the coaching staff who helped Mersa step up, and seems like it's paying off for both of you now. It's awesome. It's good to hear.
Yeah, I wonder why. I guess the biggest notion as to why people are like quiet sometimes is either one, personality type, or two, just afraid to say something and be wrong. Similar to like you in G2, maybe that's something that you struggled with and then you overcame that.
Yeah, and we've also heard stories of players who are on the exact opposite side of that spectrum, which is they talk too much and the information they're relaying isn't relevant.
Yeah.
I think that Odo, when he was talking about...
Is that me?
No, I wasn't flaming. I wasn't subtle flame. I think a problem that Odo talked about on Rogue, when they were Rogue and not Koi, was that like Trimby, when he was first starting out, was really excited, and he was too excited, and he was just relaying information that wasn't... He was doing a good job of speaking in tense moments, but sometimes he would just relay information that wasn't actually
and these things wouldn't happen in scrims, but on stage it's like over-talking, over-commentating, and like your tone of voice gets really like... You either start speaking faster, or you get really intense and start shouting. So yeah,
I know this one from Heretics as well.
No, actually, yeah, man. But like at the beginning of the scrims, we actually had this kind of issue, but we actually like mega fixed it like really fast. No.
I mean, I think we had like this issue with I think mostly Ruby and Evie. I think because I mean they also come from a different culture, so naturally, I mean I had like similar things happen in Vitality. Like naturally, you want to communicate, but like you are not sure if they understand you because you don't like English is not your first language.
Yeah.
So you want to communicate like louder and clearer and faster because you want to get the information through.
Yeah.
But then you are like not sure if they're actually listening or if they understood well, and then you know stress a little bit, and then you say it again, and then like it just gets very
messy fast.
quite quickly, and then you know at some point it feels like you're stressing out, but maybe you're actually not stressing out, but it sounds like it.
Oh yeah,
It's
it
interesting
happened.
So definitely happened,
Yeah, I can't even imagine. Like that sounds super, super difficult. Like if I had to shot call in German, I would just shout a word and then like dead. And then how would you know? Like if someone then speaks German back to you, like we got it. Like I don't even know what they said.
I mean, I remember it happened with Evie one scrim. That I'm like legit everyone just based. Like we even saw them. They're like mega low HP, and he's like calling because I want to take my tower because like 1 HP, like legit like 3 autos, and I take it. And he's like, I remember he's calling like LeBlanc is moving. He's like, oh, danger, LeBlanc moving. I'm like, bro. Then we go in the review. I can take the tower, and I can even take like enemy Nexus if I want, because like LeBlanc is moving, but it's like only
he doesn't know how to
LeBlanc
say when.
alone. Yeah, but I mean, he was pinging where, but like the way he was phrasing it, I was like, I'm actually just that.
It was just like very stressful.
The intensity of
But
like,
like there's the lack of the nuance there because he needs to make sure that you understand that LeBlanc is on the way, and what he's trying to communicate is not that you're about to die, but that he very clearly needs to know. And that shit's hard, dude. Like respect to Evie, respect to anyone who's playing in a region that is not their home region and is trying to learn another language, because that's tough.
It takes time. It takes time.
In LCK and LPL, like voice comms, you just hear like their team fight because they have like these 10-minute hidden tracks like T1 and stuff like that, and Damwon. It's like they go into a dragon fight. It's like Azir, okay, next. I'm fine. It's like they say like very little, and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And the intensity is not there at all.
Yeah.
And then after the fight, they're like, wah.
Yeah, and I mean intensity is one thing, but I just like I can't. Shot calling seems very difficult to me. Knowing what to communicate, and that's one of those things that we talked about this before, but if you don't figure it out as a team and actually talk about it, it'll just happen organically. Like people are just going to do whatever comes natural to them, and that can be good. It can be a problem. But shifting focus again, back to kind of what lies in front of you guys. I think it's a potential for a 3-0 week. You're playing exclusively against opponents who've had a bad week in week 2 if we get the schedule up. BDS, I think your toughest challenge on Monday. But XL, Koi, how you guys feel about this week? You guys said Excel scrims did not go well.
Yeah, Excel scrims did not go well, so I think that will bring a lot of confidence, and I feel like again they have to start like pressuring themselves to do well, because if they want to have a chance at top 8, they need to win these games, right? They need to start winning.
They need to basically, I think they need top 2 or like winning the split territory. They need literally everything to go right short of winning the split for them.
But basically
to
at least like have like an honorable split. They need to start winning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that, I mean, like you said, BDS probably the hardest of these teams, but I still think Koi is a good team, you know? Even though I do think support is like a little bit of a downgrade so far. I do think they're a solid team. I do think, you know, their top side plays very well. I think Shigenda like improved so much.
Yeah, Shigenda did have a very, very good week.
Yeah,
I
mean, he had like a bad start, but now he's like really well. He's playing like every champ he picks. He's Cassandra, he's not. I think he's quite clean. I think
similar
he's
things
very
happening
good
with Oscar as well, would you say?
Yeah.
Like, I think he's growing
definitely.
pretty well as a player. Like, his top laners just come in, and then I think after a few weeks when they're rookies, just give him time.
And then BDS, I mean, they're a good team, right? I'm not sure if they're S tier, but they can be. They showed it last split. Right, I guess.
Is that a pun?
Yeah. Nice. Take your subtle shots. I appreciate it.
Like it was just subtle. It was like
it's fine.
Honorable mention.
I'm gonna wander into your room after a game and just whip out the keyboard and mouse and like pull it back and be like, "This is where I'm just gonna mid-review. I'm just gonna bring it up every time." Do you guys feel like there's a lot of pressure on you to do super well this week? Because we talked about your last week, and your last week is mad G2 Fnatic. Yeah. So does it feel kind of like you need to get a bunch of wins on the board here? Or are you guys sweating it all?
I think what we should focus on now is like our scrims, because I think that we had a 3-week bootcamp before the season. That is why also we can look stronger. And we had pretty, like throughout the 3 weeks, we had good scrims. But I think last week we had like the worst scrim week. We tend to like lose many games, but also we like inted, you know. It was like not good loses. Like when we scrim G2 one day, I think on Monday, And on Monday we scrimmed G2, and that was like a good week of like that good day. Like sure they like kinda like won most of them, but it was like decently competitive, and we learned from them.
I mean,
but then
we threw like so many games.
Yeah, we threw many games, but then we scrimmed Excel, and then like we didn't. I mean, we also threw games, but like we were just like completely like boosted. We didn't play as a team. So I want these 3 days, because we have only 3 days of scrims now, to be like very kind of disciplined scrims and good 3 days of scrims, and I think that will basically put a good foundation for the week of LEC, and I think we should be able to secure at least 2 wins. And then it doesn't really matter because we are in BO3, but I mean, we want to win against the best teams, and to win against best teams, we just need to put as much work as possible until BO3s, until BO5s, because in the end, scrims really matter, right? Like improving for us, at least, like improving, being better every week. I think that's the most important.
Yeah, I think a lot of players just throughout the recent years, like sometimes the scrims just aren't productive. Like EU scrim is just a mess. Like people look at like old Fnatic or like Mad Lions and saying like the games just, they happened, but I didn't learn anything from them. Or the games are like lost in certain minutes of the game. Whereas if they're competitive and like moving around the map, then I guess there's like a lot to reflect on and stuff.
Yeah. You guys feel good? You seem like you're good. You seem good.
I think we're fine now.
You're chilling. All right, guys.
It's exciting.
That's basically it. That's the podcast. Thank you guys both for coming on.
You're
bro. Hilarious. Flakked, I'm really glad to have you back in the league. You guys together.
Yeah, I'm
super
not,
hilarious.
but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, like
the
fact that we had to like change the decare for Flakked makes me think like, man, it was going rough, It's a tough split.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we try playing him again for Jankos. Like it went pretty well, like these last 2 splits.
Like what if Hika is actually not that good, but it's just that I'm that bad? Maybe, you know what I mean? Like I'm just like, they changed like jungle in G2 and he looks really strong, but maybe I'm just really boosted. So if they change jungle in Heretics, he's also gonna be like smurfing completely.
The Nidalee buffs are coming.
And listen buffs.
And
we
listen
are so
buffs.
ready.
Listen buffs
Yeah,
coming,
I'm so
baby.
ready.
Right
I'm
around
so
the
ready to
corner.
watch Worlds at the sofa at home.
Well, all right, fair is fair. Any final messages to the fans?
I would like the fans to keep playing Jankos, right? As what we mentioned. I would like to join. Like everyone, feel free to join on just the Jankos hate train.
Choo-choo.
Hashtag Jankos hate.
Are you the driver?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, I'm the driver. I'm the driver and the co-pilot as well. I'm the car as well. I'm everything.
I think with my gameplay, I'm the co-pilot actually. I'm like my own co-pilot.
Kha'Zix or Velvet, for sure, I think co-pilot.
The Belvet Kha'Zix co-pilot.
But yeah, I mean, thank you to all the fans, of course, for supporting Heretics. Hopefully still after that rough of a half a year. And, we are slowly bouncing back. Of course, we didn't play the best teams. We yet have to play the best teams, but it's looking definitely more hopeful than, the last half a year.
I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic for you guys.
Actually, it's not hopeful. It's just realistic, bro.
Yeah.
We can actually do it.
Okay,
It's
you
true,
say you say hopeful, and I repeat what you said, and then you jump at me like I'm caster narrative. Those words came out of your mouth.
It's so luck and hope.
I was trying to like fix like what I said.
Yeah,
I was like,
changing the
what are you
headline.
saying, bro?
That's what we'll say.
Why you hate me? Caster bias.
We'll say that on the next cast. Hopefully this gank works.
Hopefully this gank works.
Hopefully they hit the Nexus.
Don't make him snag the keyboard.
It's
07 Kha'Zix style. All right. Thanks so much for coming on. This has been EUphoria, episode 15, week 2 of the LEC coming up. Same as always, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 6 p.m. Berlin time, kicking off 5:30 for Ready Check there on Saturday, 5:45 the other days. And our first game, damn it, this got one way. SK versus BDS.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, I think it is.
That's first game of the day. Team Heretics
you're right.
playing against Excel that day. Brace yourself.
Oh, but Koi Fnatic, G2 Vitality, those are some banger
Koi
games.
Fnatic, G2 Vitality, Mad
Vitality,
Fnatic.
honestly, like,
A lot of
some
bangers
banger
this week.
games.
Tune in to LEC EUphoria podcast, episode 15. We'll see you guys next time.